Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Today, I will be reviewing the movie Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe. So first of all, before I dive into the review, I'm going to give a cast of characters, basically. So there's the main character, which is Maximus, and three other names that end with us, which is his full name. There's Maximus, which is the main character. Basically, he's a general in the Roman army, but then he gets kicked out after the Caesar, named Marcus Aurelius, dies. So after he gets kicked out, he becomes a gladiator and fights for his freedom. And I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the movie, but he eventually kills Commodus. Commodus is the emperor who is the main antagonist of this film. Commodus is basically the son of Marcus Aurelius. So in the film, Marcus Aurelius is an aging character, and Commodus is his son. So basically, Marcus Aurelius dies from being strangled by his son. This is one of the many historical inaccuracies of Gladiator. This film, being a historical one, has a lot of inaccuracies as far as information or just acting, or the way the characters would have looked or been like, or their disposition would have been like. So the first thing is the main character, as I mentioned earlier, Maximus. He did not really exist. He was a fictitious character, which I think is a spawn of some later ideas of some later or earlier Roman emperors, such as Julius Caesar. So, when Marcus Aurelius dies, there actually was, this is in real life, so Marcus Aurelius did die. He did die in 180 AD, as the film states. So when Marcus Aurelius dies, in real life, there was a general named Avidius Cassius who named himself Caesar. That didn't go well with the soldiers of that army. So, at the end of the film, we're going to skip back and forth between the beginning, middle, and end, or other segments of the film. So at the very end of the film, spoiler alert, Maximus kills Commodus. Commodus, in the film, they state that Commodus was stabbed a bunch by Maximus in the Colosseum in 180 AD. 180 AD. I don't know. Or after that. He did not actually die this way. He died, very strangely, by being strangled by a professional wrestler in his bathtub. This may seem very strange, but I've done some research and it seems true. So, aside from that, the beginning of the film, now we were at the end, now we're skipping to the beginning, Maximus has a dog. We do not know the dog's name, but the dog is a German Shepherd. German Shepherds did not exist in first century Rome. The first one wasn't accounted for until 1888. So that's a very long time after that they thought German Shepherds existed in this film, which that's very inaccurate. So, after that, Marcus Aurelius. How he died. Marcus Aurelius died in real life from the plague. He died of disease. In the film, it states that Marcus Aurelius died from being strangled by his son Commodus. This is untrue because Commodus did not strangle his father, because his father died in 180 AD. So, as I mentioned earlier in the biography of Maximus, Maximus was a general in the Roman army who went foul, basically, because his family had been killed by the emperor. I can understand why that would be. Anybody would be foul if they killed their family. So after he goes, after he sees that his family has been crucified, he goes to the Roman province of Zuchabar. Zuchabar actually really did exist. It was an Algerian town, but it was a Roman province. It was about 74 miles from the Algerian capital, Algiers. The current name for Zuchabar, which is kind of like a Arabian dust place, if you've seen, 1001 Arabian Nights. I haven't, but I've seen previews. Its present name is called Miliana. So, not Commodus, excuse me. Maximus travels to Zuchabar to start. He gets captured and he gets shipped to Zuchabar to be a gladiator. Now, him being a general, he has quite a few experience in battling with people and killing them with prehistoric weapons like spears and swords and shields and such. So, he goes to Zuchabar, he fights in the little arena, and once he kills all of the Algerian bosses in Zuchabar, he travels to the Roman capital, where he fights in the giant Colosseum. At the time that he was fighting in the Colosseum, this is still in the movie, not in real life, there were these, the Emperor Commodus held some games, basically gladiator entertainment. These games were actually real. They actually happened yearly in Roman time. This is in real life now. They actually were real, and the games, that were not always 150 days, as stated in the film, they were called ludi. Ludi, which is a Latin word that means entertainment for Romans. So the emperor, here's a little fun fact for you guys. The Emperor Commodus, in one morning, killed over 100 lions and bears. All in all, I'd say this film is pretty good. I would highly recommend it for its overall proficiency in describing the environment of what we know about Rome. It really seems to accurately describe what we know about the ancient Romans, and to what extent, and this movie may let us learn more about the ancient world. So I would give it 4 stars out of 5. Only reason I wouldn't give it 5 is because maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd give it 4.5. Maybe not 5, but 4.5. I would say this movie is really good. I highly recommend you watch it. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next episode.